3 angels are sending a warning about your family. Something is coming soon. Watch now. In the stillness of the night, when all the earth lay quiet and unaware, the heavens did not sleep. A wind stirred in the invisible realm. And on June 13th, a date ordinary to men but marked eternally in heaven's record, 3 angels descended. They did not come with noise. They came with divine weight. Michael stood in armor, Gabriel held the scroll, and Raphael carried the oil. They hovered not above a nation but above you, above your household, above your bloodline. They came not revered but for clarity. They arrived not to stir panic, but to awaken the one chosen in the lineage. And yes, that one is you. This message will not speak to everyone. It cannot. It is encrypted. It is sacred. It is sealed for the ears of the awakened, the set apart, the spiritually sensitive, those who can feel what others ignore and discern what others deny. If you've been feeling the weight in the air, the subtle shift in mood around your family, the strange silences, the tension behind closed doors, you are not imagining it. You are being summoned into divine awareness. The angels are not coming to inform you. They are coming to warn you. This is not a suggestion. It is a heavenly alarm. A spiritual event has been activated. And the closer it gets, the more it will manifest in your household. But hear this now. Your silence is part of your weaponry. Heaven is not asking for your defense. Heaven is asking for your obedience. What is coming is not simply a disruption. It is a reveal. Something hidden is approaching the light. Someone thought they buried truth deep enough. Someone hoped you'd never see the undercurrent. But God has decided to uncover, and He will not do it quietly. So I, Michael, speak now with divine urgency. This is the hour to hush your voice and heighten your hearing. You must stay until the end of this message, for the final instruction may not be spoken again. This is a one-time revelation. Once uttered, it passes like the wind. If your soul bears witness, stay. If your spirit stirs, listen. If the atmosphere shifts around you as you hear these words, do not run. Do not second guess. You have been chosen to hear what others cannot carry. This message is not for many, but for the one. And that one is reading now. The angels are present. The sky has been pierced. The seals are breaking. A mystery is unfolding. Heaven has touched the timeline of your life. And now something is coming. Type I receive this warning in the comments if your spirit discerns this moment. Lesson code 555 is now awakening around you. Archangel Michael now speaks. This is urgent. There is no time to waste. There is no time to delay. In the next 48 hours, a spiritual veil is lifting. A breach in the spirit realm has been permitted, not by accident, but by divine instruction. And that breach will allow something long hidden in your family line to come to the surface. You have felt it already. You have sensed the pressure building in unseen ways. A conversation that made no sense. A dream that left you unsettled. An encounter that stirred your discernment even though your mind said, "It's nothing." But now you know, it was everything. Gabriel comes forth bearing divine remembrance. He is whispering to your soul now, bringing things to mind you thought were forgotten. That strange silence between you and a relative. A shift in behavior. The look someone gave you when they thought you weren't watching. These were not coincidences. These were cues. The divine has been preparing you in silence for a storm of truth. This is not to cause you fear. This is to prepare you for impact. You are not being punished. You are being awakened. You are not being ambushed, you are being positioned. Do you hear this? You are not the victim of what's coming. You are the witness of what's coming when done. There is something in your family line that has been buried for decades. For some, it is generational secrecy. For others, it is spiritual compromise. For some, it is betrayal. For others, it is unspoken pain. But whatever it is, the time of concealment has expired. The angels have been sent, and heaven is issuing a sacred alert. What's hidden must come to light, and your role is not to force it. Your role is to be present when it appears. This is not just about one moment. This is about a divine pattern unfolding. What feels like disruption is really exposure, and what feels like confusion is actually correction. The angels are aligning to shift the spiritual climate in your family, and you've been chosen as the one to see it, sense it, and stand through it. Michael stands now with sword drawn, not in threat but in protection. Stay alert, he says. Within 48 hours, something in your atmosphere will confirm this message. It may be through a slip of the tongue, a sudden confession, a moment of emotional eruption, or even an unexpected silence that says more than words ever could. Whatever form it takes, recognize it. Don't react. Receive the revelation. Gabriel speaks again. The Lord would not reveal what he would not also prepare you to withstand. You have been chosen to receive this sacred warning because your spiritual eyes are open. You can handle what others would collapse under. And more importantly, you can hold your peace when others would lash out. Now hear me clearly. Your silence in this season is divine obedience. Every word you don't say will resound in heaven. Every reaction you restrain will be counted as spiritual warfare. Every time you choose peace over panic, you break a generational pattern. Don't dismiss the power of your posture. Heaven sees it. The angels record it. Raphael now anoints your ears and your spirit with clarity. You are not crazy. You are not imagining things. You are not overthinking. You are spiritually awake in a family where many have chosen sleep, and that makes you both a target and a tool, but more importantly, it makes you the pivot point for redemption. If you obey, heaven will shift the atmosphere around you. If you stand still, the truth will unveil itself. If you do not rush to speak, the Spirit will reveal what was hidden in secret. So now I tell you, listen carefully. Don't dismiss the discomfort. Don't ignore the unease. Every signal in your spirit is there for a reason. The angels have come to expose, to protect, to reveal, and to redeem. And they are surrounding your home even now. Not with noise, but with alertness. Your family line is under divine investigation, and you are the one heaven has trusted with awareness. Stand still. Stay aware. Remain silent, for your silence will shift the heavens. Type "I am chosen" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1122 is now activated. There is someone close to you. Someone you've laughed with, cried with, trusted without doubt. But heaven is speaking now. They carry a secret they cannot voice. A secret that festers. A truth that gnaws at their spirit. Yet they bury it beneath smiles and half-phrases. The angels see it clearly. And now they are allowing your spirit to feel what has long been cloaked in false peace. You have sensed it. In small, unnerving moments. A sudden change in tone. A compliment that felt hollow. A moment of silence when you spoke of your victories. And you've questioned yourself. Am I imagining this? Am I being too sensitive? But Archangel Gabriel whispers, no. You are discerning what the flesh cannot explain. There are watching eyes around you, subtle patterns forming like spiritual fingerprints. You've noticed the repetition, strange texts, delayed responses, inconsistent stories. You've overheard partial conversations or walked into a room where energy shifted the moment your presence entered. These are not coincidences. They are signs. The angels say, you are being prepared for revelation, not speculation. The disruption you feel in your emotional core is not paranoia. In prophetic sensitivity, the kind that comes to those who have been marked as spiritual watchmen in their family lines. They will call you suspicious. They will accuse you of overthinking. But what they do not know is, your spirit is in conversation with heaven even when your lips are silent. Someone around you is unsettled because they know you're getting close to the truth. Not through investigation, but through intuition. They've been watching you rise, watching your discernment sharpen, watching your peace grow stronger. And while they smile in your face, they question your rise behind closed doors. Why them? They ask. Why not me? They cloak envy in politeness. They mask guilt in small acts of kindness. But the angels are not fooled. Understand this, chaos always has a source. And in your case, it is not purely emotional. It is spiritual sabotage masked as family tension. The spirit realm hath been stirred because light is threatening the darkness that has hidden in plain sight for too long. There are whispers being exchanged about you, but they are not stronger than the word that was spoken over you before your birth. Michael declares, do not confront prematurely. Do not speak what has not been confirmed in spirit. Wait. Watch it. Heaven will reveal the root. There is a spiritual heat building, because what's been hidden is no longer safe in the dark. Truth has begun to quake under the weight of your obedience. Even now, heaven is shifting. An angelic perimeter is forming around your atmosphere, identifying every hidden motive, exposing every false alliance. The Spirit of the Lord is brooding over your household, searching out the depths, because you are the one chosen to break the silence without breaking the family. You are not weak for feeling this disruption. You are awake. This is not the hour to doubt yourself. This is the moment to trust your inner stirring more than ever before. What you sense is not confusion. It is confirmation. Because the ones you've loved, the ones you've protected, the ones you've overlooked for the sake of peace, they know something is coming. And heaven is making sure you do too. If this message resonates with you and you feel moved to support, consider giving a super thanks with contributions of up to $20. Your kindness helps us bring more powerful content your way. Also, if you'd like to support what we do, you can make a difference by donating through the support here link in the description of this video. Every contribution helps us keep creating and sharing more with you. And don't forget, subscribe to this channel. You'll receive more exclusive prophetic revelations, spiritual guidance, and divine updates crafted just for your season. Type I am anointed in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1414 is now surrounding your discernment. Now listen closely, for what appears as simple tension is not simple at all. Heaven says, this is not a disagreement. This is a war. But not one of flesh and blood, no. This is spiritual warfare rooted deep in your bloodline, stretching back generations. You've inherited the battle your ancestors refused to fight, and now it stands before you. This is why you've been feeling it so deeply. This is why your emotions have felt unpredictable, your mind unsettled, your peace fragile. Because you are not just dealing with people, you are facing principalities. Not just conversations, but covenants, patterns, and spiritual contracts made long before you were born. Do you wonder why your peace is always challenged during family gatherings? Why certain topics stir up sudden tension? Why certain relatives grow distant when you begin to walk in clarity and calling? It's because something in your presence disrupts what has gone unchecked for too long. Your awakening is a threat. Your silence is a weapon. Your restraint is confusing the spirit realm. The angels are watching how you respond because your response is being used as a tool of divine measurement. Heaven is measuring your posture, your patience, your ability to see and not react, to feel and not lash out. You see, divine testing doesn't always come through storms. Sometimes it comes through dinners, phone calls, and silence. And this testing is not to break you, but to fortify you. You are being forged through fire. This is not punishment. This is preparation. The enemy has zeroed in on your lineage, not because of what's been done, but because of what's about to be undone. You are the one carrying the key to unlock what hell has long possessed. And the resistance you feel is the pushback from centuries of spiritual oppression being disturbed by your awakening. Understand this. You have not been randomly chosen. You have been divinely positioned. Positioned to stand in gaps others stepped away from. Positioned to break agreements others normalized. Positioned to create legacy where there was once only loss. The fire around you is not meant to consume you. It is meant to reveal you, to refine you, and to show heaven and hell both. You are not to be underestimated. And now, hear Archangel Michael's final decree in this hour. Your restraint is not weakness. It is warfare. Hold your tongue, and the angels will draw their swords. Remain still, and heaven will release divine evidence. For what is about to unfold is not the work of man. It is the unraveling of deception, ordained by God Himself. They thought you would fight. They expected you to react. But what they didn't expect was your peace. What they didn't see coming was your obedience. And that obedience is what's shattering the schemes formed against your family line. The angels stand ready. Gabriel holds the scroll of records. Raphael holds the healing balm for aftermath. Michael stands at the threshold, sword drawn, eyes ablaze. Heaven is not watching passively. Heaven is weighing your every move. Your bloodline is in a moment of holy judgment. Not to punish you, but to purge. Not to wound, but to witness the rise of the one God kept hidden for such a time as this. And that one is you. Type "I will not break" in the comments if this word confirmed what you've already felt. Blessing code 1717 is now covering your steps. Within 3 days, the atmosphere will shift. This word is not vague. It is not symbolic. It is a divine countdown. The angels have spoken it clearly, not whispered, but declared with the weight of heaven behind them. You must prepare now. For within 3 days, the spiritual air around your household will change. What was covered will start unraveling. What was subtle will become obvious. And the one who thought they had control over the narrative will begin to lose their grip. There is emotional confrontation approaching, but it is not meant to break you. It is meant to reveal the truth. Someone within your circle, someone with access to your history, is about to be confronted by heaven through exposure. The thing they tried to bury will not stay buried. They may attempt to twist the facts. They may attempt to deflect blame. But heaven is orchestrating a moment they cannot manipulate. A divine mirror is being held before them. And what they see will shake them, but it will not shake you. You must be aware now, because this exposure will not come as a grand explosion. It may come as a phone call. It may come in an argument. It may come through an apology that feels strangely timed. Or perhaps a random moment where emotion erupts unexpectedly. Whatever form it takes, Do not engage prematurely. Heaven is testing your alignment, not your ability to argue. This is not about your worth. It is about your positioning. Your silence, again, is the weapon. Your stillness is the altar upon which heaven will move. There will be signs, repetition in words, the same number appearing, a dream with familiar faces, or resistance when you try to pray, because spiritual realms are already being disturbed by what's coming. Don't dismiss these things. They are divine indicators. Heaven is alerting you in layers, not just moments. Pay attention. Keep your spirit sharp. Don't dull your perception by surrounding yourself with distraction. You need your spiritual sensitivity intact in this hour. There is one in your family who is preparing to challenge your stance, not because of what you've done, but because of what you now represent. You are no longer easy to control, no longer easily guilted, no longer accessible to emotional manipulation. And for them, that feels like rebellion. But to heaven, it looks like alignment. So when the challenge comes, remember this: the angels are steps ahead of them. Michael has already seen their heart. Gabriel has already documented the moment. Raphael has already secured your restoration. You are not walking blind into a battle. You are walking led into a reveal. This confrontation is not about chaos. It is about clarity. You will feel the intensity before it arrives. A sudden spiritual heaviness. A pressure in the chest. A feeling of distance or coldness from someone you once trusted. Don't panic. Recognize it. The angels are pressing against every lie, every manipulation, every hidden motive, and heaven will not allow what is meant to harm you to remain close without exposure. What's coming is going to shake the roots, but only the roots that were rotting. What's solid will remain. What's true will stand. You, beloved, are being tested for trust, not just with blessing but with revelation. Can you hold heaven's secrets without screaming them at people who don't want to hear truth? Can you protect what God is exposing without allowing ego to expose you? You are not to fear this confrontation. You are to understand it. God is not allowing it to destroy you. He is allowing it to prove you. Type "I am ready for revelation" in the comments if this is preparing your spirit. Blessing code 1818 is unlocking protection over the next 72 hours. Now comes the most critical instruction. Be still. Speak less. Heaven is at war for you. You are not the one meant to fix this. You are not the one meant to argue your way into peace. You are not the one meant to defend yourself against what's forming. That is heaven's job now. And the angels have already gone ahead of you. Stillness in this moment is not silence from weakness. It is sacred strategy. Every moment you withhold your words, every time you pause before responding, every time you choose retreat over reaction, you are aligning with heaven's plan. Your stillness is not avoidance. It is intercession in disguise. Because the war is not yours. The victory is not built by effort. It is secured by positioning. Withdraw to gain power. Pull away from environments that keep pulling you into emotional exhaustion. Retreat from unnecessary conversations. Refrain from explaining yourself to people who have already made their decision about you. You are wasting precious spiritual oil trying to be understood by those who only pretend to listen. When you are still, you give heaven room to speak louder than your emotions. When you are still, you allow the Spirit to finish what you were about to say in the flesh. And that, right there, is divine intercession. Guard your energy. Don't give it away freely. Not right now. Your spiritual posture matters more than ever. This is not the time for distraction, drama, or debate. This is the time to seal yourself in the presence of God. Affirm out loud, no weapon in secret will prosper in truth. Because some of the most dangerous weapons are forged in silence, in jealousy, in gossip, cloak, and concern. But none of them will prosper when you are under divine surveillance. Raphael speaks now, his voice full of calm assurance. Rest. Healing is coming. You have cried in secret. You have worried in silence. You have tried to carry peace on your shoulders. Now let heaven carry you. The angels are surrounding your home even now. Not with noise, not with visible fireworks, but with invisible light. A barrier of glory, a shield of grace. Every entrance, every window, every hallway, marked by their presence. You are not alone. You are not vulnerable. You are not exposed. You are encircled. Heaven is speaking protection over your mind, peace over your emotions, power over your environment. Do not let the enemy trick you into thinking silence is defeat. Your stillness is winning a war the eyes cannot see. And even as others try to bait you, provoke you, question you, heaven is recording your restraint as royalty. Remember this truth: stillness is not passivity. Stillness is posture. And in this posture, heaven is leaning in. There is a divine transaction taking place in your obedience. As you stay quiet, heaven speaks louder. As you pull back, the Spirit steps forward. As you listen in prayer, the angels listen to you. Your alignment is reshaping outcomes. You are safe in the stillness. You are powerful in the quiet. You are divine in the hidden space. Type "I am covered" in the comments if this word surrounds your home. Blessing Code 2020 is now sealing your atmosphere in light. You are not who your family once knew. Let those words settle deep within your spirit. The person they thought you were, the version that once stayed quiet to keep the peace, that once watered yourself down to stay accepted, that once tolerated cycles to maintain the illusion of unity, that version of you has been dismissed by heaven. It is no longer valid. That version expired without announcement, without apology, without negotiation. And now the angels declare, you are walking in a new name, a new posture, and a new assignment. There is power awakening in your discernment. It's been gradual, almost unnoticeable at first, but now it is undeniable. You don't react like you used to. You don't panic the way they expect. You don't entertain the emotional chaos that once pulled you into cycles of self-doubt and despair. Something has shifted. Something has broken off. And now, your silence speaks louder than your words ever could. That is not pride. That is presence. That is what happens when the hand of God reclaims a vessel and reassigns it for divine purpose. Heaven whispers, they don't recognize you, because you've become who I always intended you to be. The betrayal you endured, the family rejection, the misunderstandings, the isolation, the abandonment. These were not signs of defeat. They were your activation protocol. Every scar has been counted. Every wound has been witnessed. Every false word spoken about you has become a stepping stone under your feet. You are not the outcast. You are the one who had to be set apart so that heaven could finish the work without interference. This isn't exile, it's elevation through separation. God had to pull you from the environment where your anointing was being mocked and minimized. He had to remove your spirit from conversations that tried to tame your boldness. He had to let the betrayal happen, not to break you, but to birth you. You are no longer here to beg for belonging. You belong to heaven. You are no longer trying to make your voice fit into a room where your calling shakes the walls. You have been sent to rebuild from the ruins. The angels declare, "Rise, with wings forged in betrayal and silence." You were never meant to be the echo of your bloodline's dysfunction. You were meant to be the alarm. And now, as you stand on the ashes of what they tried to bury you in, you do not roar, you watch, you listen, you know. Your power no longer needs to prove itself. It radiates. It commands. It discerns. It listens with clarity and speaks only when heaven authorizes. You are being moved into a new realm of spiritual maturity, where reactions are replaced with revelation, and responses are given by the Spirit, not the flesh. You are stepping into the fire, but you will leave with gold. You are stepping into family conversations, decisions, and atmospheres not to blend in, but to transform them silently from the inside out. And this transformation is not for validation, it is for legacy. You are building what the past generations were too broken to start. And heaven is proud. The three angels surround you in this transition: Raphael for healing, Gabriel for remembrance, Michael for war. You are not rising alone. You are rising backed by heaven, cloaked in light and marked with glory. Type "I am risen from the fire" in the comments if you feel the shift. Blessing code 3131 is now igniting your authority. The friction is your unlocking, your divine call. Let that prophecy wash over you like fire. Everything you've been trying to escape emotionally, the stress, the sudden resistance, the quiet tension, the conversations that never resolve, it's not simply human chaos. It is divine pressurization. Heaven has applied a prophetic force to your life, and the heat you feel is not to burn you. It is to open you. The enemy wanted division, but God allowed discovery. There's been spiritual agitation around you because something sacred is trying to emerge through you. And the path to revelation is rarely smooth. But heaven wants you to know, this is not the unraveling of your purpose. This is the unveiling of it. You were never meant to live in confusion, yet heaven sometimes allows it, not to wound you, but to expose who cannot walk with you into the next level. What's happening now is not chaos. It's a divine filter. The ones who fall off are the ones who cannot carry your calling. The ones who withdraw are the ones whose assignment in your life has expired. Stop grieving what heaven has already removed. Stop mourning the people who were never meant to understand your next level. This pain isn't punishment, it's promotion. You are not being rejected, you are being redirected. The doors that didn't open, the conversations that didn't happen, the apology you never received, all of it was part of the prophetic alignment. God needed you clean. He needed your heart clear. He needed your focus uninterrupted. There is a divine blessing behind the chaos. It had been wrapped in warfare to keep the wrong people from touching it prematurely. That blessing is not just money, not just opportunity. It is identity clarity. You are coming out of this not just stronger, but unshakable in knowing who you are. The angels say, "Your name hath been sealed in glory." Heaven knows who you are. Hell fears who you are. And now you are about to walk in that identity with such certainty that every counterfeit connection will collapse under the weight of your truth. You are next in line for reversal, the kind of turnaround that confuses the ones who underestimated you. You are next in line for responsibility, not because you fought for it, but because you were found faithful when no one was watching. The spotlight is not your reward. Your resilience is. And heaven is about to shine on the very places where you were overlooked, mocked, and discarded. Gabriel is releasing scrolls of record now, confirming every season you endured in silence. Michael is shifting the spiritual terrain to make way for the prophecy about to manifest. and Raphael is healing the inner wounds that formed while you waited, wept, and wrestled in the secret place. Heaven has not forgotten what your soul endured. Every time you felt alone. Every time you wanted to scream but chose to pray. Every time you stayed when you had every reason to walk away. Every moment you believed even when no evidence could be seen. It's all been written. It's all been counted. This is your season of visible justice and invisible power. The shift won't always be announced to others, but it will be undeniable to you. You'll know it's real when the very people who resisted your breakthrough are now forced to watch it bloom. If this message resonates with you and you feel led to support, consider sending a super chat with gifts of up to $10. Your support allows us to keep bringing spirit-filled, life-altering messages to you. Also, if you'd like to support what we do, you can make a difference by donating through the Support Here link in the description of this video. Every contribution helps us keep creating and sharing more with you. Make sure you subscribe now. Don't miss the next divine word, spiritual strategy, and prophetic updates that are tailored for this exact season of your life. Type "I am next" in line in the comments if you feel this word confirms your future. Blessing code 4141 has now been stamped upon your name. Now is the hour. This is not a someday moment. This is not a far-off prophecy hanging in delay. This is the now call. The angels declare with finality, speak what heaven taught you in silence. This is no longer the time to whisper your identity or doubt your divine assignment. You have sat long enough in stillness. You have held the weight of hidden revelation long enough. Now you must rise and declare the shift. Say it aloud, from the depths of your spirit. I rise. I break. I build again. These are not poetic words. These are declarations of divine movement. You are rising from cycles that tried to entrap your bloodline. You are breaking soul ties and emotional dependencies that were never ordained by God. You are building again, not from pain, but from purpose. This is your activation moment, and heaven is listening to see if you will move with it. Alignment requires movement. Obedience is not stillness forever. It is transition when the Spirit says, now. And beloved, heaven says now. You are no longer in waiting mode. You are no longer fasting for permission. The time of questioning has expired. The door has been opened. The angels are already clearing your path, but the miracle still waits for your first step. Don't stall. Don't second guess. Don't wait for every family member to understand. Don't wait for them to support what God whispered to you in the dark. They weren't in the room when He anointed you. They weren't present when He confirmed you through fire. They didn't hear the thunder in your belly when the Lord gave you vision while you wept. Stop waiting for witnesses to your private covenant. The time is now. Destiny waits for no one. Begin your purpose steps. Write it down. Journal what heaven is birthing through your hands. Forgive who wounded you, not for their peace, but for your progression. Act, even in small ways. Heaven doesn't need perfection. It needs participation. You don't have to have every piece, but you do have to move in faith. And know this, you are not waiting on a sign. You are the signal. Your life is the trumpet in your bloodline. Your presence is the shift your lineage never saw coming. The moment you speak, things will break in the spirit. The moment you obey, ancestral patterns will crumble. You are not echoing what others have done. You are pioneering what none dared to begin. You are stepping where fear once ruled, declaring truth where silence once dominated. Heaven is watching not your talent, but your trust. Not your eloquence, but your obedience. You are the prophecy fulfilled in motion. You are the living word in your generation. You are not just carrying a mantle, you are becoming the movement. Michael now steps forward with a scroll sealed in light. On it is your name, written with the ink of endurance. Gabriel opens it, and the words etched across read, approved in the furnace, released in the silence, crowned in obedience. This is your identity. This is your assignment. So declare it again, this time with fire. I rise. I break. I build again. Not as a mantra, but as a mandate. Heaven awaits not your perfection, but your yes. The angels will not move on what you merely wish. They move on what you do. And now, the heavens are echoing. Go forward. The gate is open. The oil is fresh. And the fire has made you ready. Type "My destiny is activated" in the comments if you receive this mandate. Blessing code 5252 has now been released over your divine movement. And now, come into the stillest, most sacred dimension, the realm where few ever realize their authority. The angels draw you into a deeper truth. While you sleep, divine negotiations are occurring. While you rest, while you cease striving, while you release your grip and let heaven handle the weight, angels are warring, angels are trading, angels are redeeming. You've spoken prayers in pain. You've uttered groans too deep for language. You've held your tongue while others tried to define your character in lies. You've walked away from conversations you could have destroyed with a single truth, but you chose silence. And that silence, it has been weaponized by heaven. In the spirit realm, your pain became a written contract. It was not wasted. It was not ignored. It was not unnoticed. The betrayal, the rejection, the abandonment, the emotional whiplash, all of it has been recorded. But not just recorded, transformed. For every loss, there is a divine ledger marking the compensation. For every tear, there is a divine deposit of glory being negotiated on your behalf. The angels speak now. There is a silent exchange in the spirit realm. Beauty for ashes, joy for warring, authority for affliction. And it is not coming. It is happening even now. Every private curse spoken over your life, even in jest, even in whispers, has been reversed. There were words spoken in rooms you never entered. Accusations raised in conversations you were not part of. Doubts whispered by family members too broken to celebrate your growth. But heaven intervened. Not with vengeance, but with righteous reversal. You are being restored in a way eyes can't see yet. You are being healed in dimensions too deep for language. What they tried to take with slander, heaven has covered with sanctification. What they attempted to kill with gossip, God has used to refine your anointing. You are in a divine trade. The Spirit of God has taken your grief and forged it into gold. He has taken your sleepless nights and turned them into spiritual keys. He has taken your restraint and used it as a weapon to silence the enemy's plan. Do not confuse silence for stagnancy. Heaven moves moat in holy hush. This is the quiet before the release, the sacred hush before the manifestation. And if you could only see what was being transacted behind the veil, your praise would shatter walls. Even as you rest tonight, Raphael will pass through your home. Michael will stand watch at your gates. Gabriel will whisper confirmation in your dreams. They are not far. They are not symbolic. They are assigned. And know this, there is a record of what you've endured. Heaven is not casual with your suffering. It is not dismissed, not minimized. You are not forgotten. You are being vindicated in the invisible, and soon it will echo in the visible. You may not understand how or when or through whom, But the shift has begun, and the greatest battles are being won in the rooms you'll never see, by angels you've never met, all because you chose to trust when everything told you to fight. Stay in posture. Stay in surrender. The Spirit is working. The trade is happening. And your crown is closer than you think. Type "I claim my divine exchange" in the comments if you know heaven is working silently on your behalf. Blessing code 8080 is now resting over your rest. Those who tried to harm you will be humbled. That is not a threat. That is not bitterness dressed in prophecy. That is heaven's decree. Justice is not just coming. It has already been set in motion. There is a weight moving through the spiritual realm, a balance recalibrating. The scale has tipped, not in your favor because of pride, but in your favor because of purity. You kept your hands clean. You kept your mouth shut. You let God see it all, and now He has decided you will see justice in the land of the living. You won't need revenge. You will need to clap back. You won't need to gather proof or compile receipts. Heaven has already done the recording. What was said behind your back? What was planned behind closed doors? What was hoped in secret to break you? All of it, marked, measured, and now mirrored back toward its source. What they thought would be your humiliation will be your honor. What they expected to be your fall will become your foundation. What they whispered in shadows, God is about to overturn in public light. Not because you need vindication, but because He must finish what He started in you. Favor is about to fall where ridicule once ruled. Watch how the same family that laughed begins to lean. Watch how the same voices that doubted begin to defer. Not because they suddenly changed it, but because God reversed the order. The same name they once spoke in judgment will now be mentioned in honor. Broken trust will be replaced with divine truth. You were hurt, yes. You were misrepresented, yes. But truth does not die in the dirt. It rises in time. And heaven is releasing truth on your behalf, the kind of truth that doesn't just clear your name, but elevates your name in the presence of your enemies. God is not a God of delayed defense. He is the judge who sees beyond emotion, beyond optics, beyond hearsay. He has seen you in private, how you endured without lashing out, how you cried without contaminating, how you forgave without receiving closure. And now He says, I will repay. I will rebuild. I will restore. The divine reversal is already unfolding. The very place where you were ridiculed will be the very place where your restoration begins. They will not understand how the favor found you, but it will be clear that heaven has marked you for a different outcome. You are the evidence of what happens when someone remains faithful, even when falsely accused. You are the embodiment of heaven's justice, not because of what was done to you, but because of how you responded. Your response wrote your reward. And now, the angels are making it clear you were protected the entire time. Even when it felt like you were exposed, God had built a shield. Even when they tried to sabotage your character, God had already safeguarded your calling. What was lost is coming back, not in pieces but with divine interest. You lost time. You lost peace. You lost reputation. But you will recover all, with increase. This is not a return to what was. This is the birthing of what should have been all along. God is not just making it right. He's making it new. If this word has ministered to your spirit, consider sowing a super thanks with support of $5 or more. Your kindness helps fuel more life-shifting, spirit-led content like this. Also, if you'd like to support what we do, you can make a difference by donating through the support here link in the description of this video. Every contribution helps us keep creating and sharing more with you. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel. When you do, you stay connected to a well of ongoing revelation, timely updates, and prophetic guidance crafted just for your journey. Type divine justice is my portion in the comments if this message found you at the right time. Blessing code 6262 is now restoring what you lost, with interest. Now breathe. Let your spirit still. The message has been delivered. The scroll has been unsealed. The time has arrived. The three angels now encircle your name in light. Raphael to your left, Gabriel to your right, Michael before you. They are not figments of imagination. They are spiritual generals, and they have come for you. Heaven did not overlook you. The battles you fought in private were not ignored. The dreams you couldn't explain. The nights you cried and then wiped your tears before anyone saw. They were not forgotten. God watched it all, not as a passive observer, but as a just and holy Father preparing to turn it all for your good. You are covered. You are prepared. And you are chosen for more. This is not the end of your story. This is the launch into the next chapter. Every loss, every silence, every shift, it has all been building to this moment of release. You are stepping into divine alignment. You are stepping into divine fulfillment. And the angels are going with you. Your name is being spoken in rooms you have not yet entered. Your spirit is being strengthened in ways you do not yet understand. Doors are already opening, not through hustle, not through striving, but through obedience, through surrender, through the purity of your posture. Say it out loud now. Let the spirit realm hear you with clarity. I welcome divine alignment now. This is not a suggestion. This is a spiritual contract. When you declare this, angels begin to move. When you say this, chains begin to fall. When you believe this, heaven begins to build. You are not just seen. You are sealed. You are not just loved. You are sent. There is a fire on your name. There is oil on your obedience. And now, there is power in your peace. You do not have to return to confusion. You do not have to re-enter cycles. The angels have made a way forward. Heaven has given you clearance. And now, it is time to move forward without apology. The heavens rejoice over you, not because you were perfect, but because you remained faithful when it didn't make sense. You didn't abandon the process. You didn't curse the pressure. You held on. And now, the reward is upon you. You may not see it all at once, but you will begin to feel the shift in your spirit. Clarity will find you when you wake. Strength will rise in moments you used to crumble. Your steps will carry a new authority. Your words will carry new fire. And your presence will carry evidence that you have been with God. Rise now. You are the one chosen, the one refined, the one released. Type I am sealed for this season in the comments to complete this divine contract. Blessing code 9999 is now finalizing your elevation. Let the angels depart from this message, but never from your life. They go with you. They cover you. And they watch over every step from here forward. You have been warned. You have been prepared. You have been affirmed. Now, rise in peace, rise in purpose, and rise in power.